everyone, welcome back to the Sussex Handmade Soap Company, or indeed just welcome if this is your first time at viewing one of our videos. Come in and join the fun. And if this is your first video, you have picked a good one to start with, because I'm actually really proud of this soap. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and it is one of my favourites. Today we are creating the second in our February release soaps. We are creating a succulent themed soap, so there's going to be lots of little cacti and succulents on the top, and I'm so pleased with how this one actually turned out. The embeds that go on the top are all piped using a cold process soap, and I actually released a video a couple of days back just showing the piping, because we haven't included that in today's video, so I'll try and link somewhere to the video we posted a couple of days ago showing you guys just very quickly how we created the embeds. We are using, for the colours, some Brazilian rose clay. No, we're not. We are using some Brazilian purple clay. And we are using indigo and annatto, and those three colorants are creating all the colours that you see in today's soap. You will also see during this video that I made a monumental mistake. I'll let you discover that one for yourself. It's about halfway through, but we did pull it back, and you know, it all turned out okay in the end. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to purchase any of these soaps, these ones will be available on the 1st of February at midnight in our shop here. And our January release soaps, unless they sold out, which to be honest I doubt, but if they have, that's great. But if they're still available, they'll be on our site now as well. So enjoy today's soap making and let us know what you think of it, because I love it. And I hope you guys do too. Cue the soap making! So today I've got my liquid and solid oils all melted down together, and I have got 3/4 of the oil in this jug here and 1/4 of the oil in this jug here. And I've actually already coloured the oils today as well. And this one here I want to create a green sort of colour, so I've got about 1/2 gram of indigo dye and a very small amount, like about 0.1 grams of annatto extract in here. And in this one here we're going for a pale purple colour, so I've got 2.5 grams of Brazilian purple clay, and I've already whizzed these in nicely so they've dispersed nicely into the oil, and that means that hopefully when we add in the lye water, because we only want a very light trace, once I add in the lye water, once I whiz it up to that light trace, we're going to have the oils and the colours all nicely dispersed together, so we're not going to have any grainy colour. That is the plan, at least. Whether it works remains to be seen. And we're going to begin by working with the purple portion of the colour. And so because we have got 1/4 of our oil weight in here, we need 1/4 of our lye. So I've got our cooled lye water here, and I'm going to now carefully pour this into the oils. Then we're going to use our stick blender, and we are going, say, for a very light trace today. We want to do a drop swirl, so we want a nice light trace to be able to do that with. So just bringing in our stick blender now, and I'm just going to give it a few seconds of stirring and pulsing with the blender. And I'm happy with that consistency now, so we're now going to move on and do the same with the blue-green portion. So going in now with our 3/4 weight of lye water, carefully pouring that in. And again, I also want this portion to be at a very nice light trace, and I'm hoping I've got my proportions of annatto and indigo dye correct, and it's going to turn, hopefully, a nice pale green when we whiz. If it doesn't, we can always adjust it with a little bit more indigo or a little bit more annatto, whatever it needs. And the reason I can adjust is because I'm actually making this recipe, and then I'm going to make a note of everything I use, and I'm going to put those numbers down on my assessment form. So we're actually making this one, and then we're getting it assessed after I've worked out exactly how many grams I need of everything. And you know what? I think I am pretty happy with this green colour that we have achieved. I'm debating whether to put a couple more drops of annatto in to turn it a little bit more of a yellowy green, but hang on, let me just lower my goggles and have a little look. What shall we do? I think I may just add in just another couple of drops of annatto to just try and make it slightly yellower green. And when I say a few, I mean literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might try another 10. Oh, there we go, that was 11. So we're just trying another 11 drops, and I reckon that will do it. There we go, and you can see just those 10 drops has made the most subtle difference, but it's a difference that I am happy with, and so now we'll pull in the mould and start our design. So as I said, today we are going with a drop swirl design, and for that I'm going to fill about halfway, perhaps just under halfway, with our green colour, just to give us a nice kind of base of green. I want the predominant colour in this bar to be the green. That should do it. Then we're going to come in with our pink, which is still nice and thin, not too thick, a great consistency for our drop swirl. I'm just going to hold it relatively high and just swirl it down through the green batter, like so. Then we're going to switch back to the green and just go over roughly where those pink lines were. Not that I can see them, but very roughly. Whoops, don't go over the edge of the mould, that's a daft thing to do. We're going to swirl down through with the green, then back over with the pink. Back to the green. And finally, just a little bit more of the pink. And I know I've said finally once already, but I'm going to say finally again. A little bit more of the green just on top, just to fill up this mould quite nicely. There we go, that should do it. I don't want it to fill completely up to the top because we have got embeds to go on today, so I've left it, I suppose, about 1/2 centimetre from the top. I'm just going to give this a shake and a tap down to release any air bubbles that are inside it, and then we're going to leave it to one side and then come back and decorate the top. Hello everybody, I've got a confession to make. The bar of soap that we are working with now going forwards from this point onwards is not the loaf that you've just seen me making. And the reason for that is, in fact, I'm going to let you listen to the audio footage of my moment of realisation. I do apologise, I go a little bit Gordon Ramsay. So there are a fair few bleeps, but yeah, have a listen to this, my moment of realisation. Oh, me, I didn't put the fragrance in. One absolute. I've ruined it. Got to start again. I can't even tip it out because it's all swirled. I don't believe it. Right, so, never fear, everyone makes mistakes and all that. I've got another loaf that I have made up that is sitting to one side with fragrance oil in. I added the fragrance oil, by the way, 30 grams into the green portion and 10 grams into the pink portion. And we are using the scent Emerald Agave from Bramble Berry, which is a really beautiful, fresh, light scent. And I think it's going to go really well with the succulent design, which brings me to these in front of me. These are all the little succulent embeds that I have created using cold processed soap and a piping bag. And if I do what I intend on doing, there will be a video that went up probably 2 or 3 days ago. Just a quick little one showing you how I made these. I say I have filmed it and I am intending on putting it up as a little bonus video. So if I have put it up, I will link to it somewhere in the top corner as well. But yeah, these are all of the little embeds that we are putting on top of the soap. I'm really happy with how they've turned out. It was my first time of piping, so I don't think I did too bad. And I've tried to sort of spread them out how I want them to look on top of the soap. So when it comes to putting them on top of the soap, it's just a case of picking one up and moving it onto the soap. So let's bring that soap back in and get these embeds on top. So here is soap number 2, which I am hoping is set up enough now for us to start placing the embeds. And it smells beautiful, by the way. I mean, the fragrance is well worth the wait. I'm hoping that the soap is firm enough for these to start going on. Oh yeah, definitely. And I am just gently pressing them all down into the soap. And obviously when it comes to cutting, these are going to get cut. There's nothing we can do about it. They are large, they're going to be cut. But I'm hoping that it's just kind of going to add to the effect. It'll hopefully just, I don't know, sort of look pretty the way it cuts. I hope. Yeah, it was a lot of fun making these. I used various different sort of colours and things to create them. I used the purple Brazilian clay to do these little ones here, and then it was pretty much just Annatto and Indigo in various different portions, or sizes should I say, weights, to create everything else. And now I'm just going to work my way along this soap, popping on these embeds. And I'm going to speed it up and set it to some music because, to be honest, kind of run out of things to say. I could babble on, but you guys probably don't want to hear that. So let's just speed it up and set it to some music. So here we have it. All the embeds are now placed. There is something else I would like to do though, and that is with the leftover pink batter that we had from our swirl, I'm going to pop it into a piping bag and I'm going to top these larger green cacti just with a little swirl to make it look like a little flowering bud. And if I've got any batter left, I'm going to fill in just a few of these little gaps. There's not many gaps, it's all kind of squished together quite well, but if there is enough batter, I will try and fill up just a few of those gaps as well. So I filled in a lot of the gaps with the pink now. Now I've switched on to the green, which I've got a little leaf piping tip. I'll put the number of it up again because I can't remember, say, what number these are. And I'm just going to now go along and fill in the gaps next to the pink with some green leaves. And there we go. I think we are done, and I think I am very happy with that and how it's looking. Let me show you. There is our Emerald Agave scented succulent soap. Really happy with how it's looking, and I'm hoping that tomorrow when we cut it that it is still going to look just as nice, because obviously we're going to lose some of these. They're not going to be cut perfectly, but I think the overall effect will last, and I can't wait until tomorrow when we can chop this one up and see how the individual bars look. So now, 24 hours later, and it is the moment we have all been waiting for. I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve, which is rather ironic because it is actually Christmas Eve today. I've lined the soap up. I'm going to pull down the cutter and we're going to see how this little lovely loaf looks on the inside. Still nervous about doing the actual cutting and hoping it's still going to look alright, but we'll find out in a few seconds. The excitement! Hey! Right, where do we begin? Let's just take one from the middle and see what we are dealing with. Ta-da! And that is the swirl on the inside. I am so happy with how that's looking. I really like just a little accent of pink against the bright green colour. And there's the top. So I think they still look good on the top. Obviously, like I say, some of them have been cut through, but I think that the whole effect is still there and it's still looking good. Let's pull out another one and have another little look. Let's go for the one next to it, this one here. There we go, got the same slight pink swirl there, but this one on the top has got one of the little blue succulents and kind of a whole cacti there. So side by side, there we go, together, apart. Really liking this design, it's so over the moon with how it has turned out. It is like an early Christmas present to myself. So here we have it, our Emerald Agave soaps, all nicely finished, all fragranced, thankfully. That was a little bit of a pain having to remake that soap, but hey ho, things happen, don't they? Really happy with the design on these. If you do purchase one of these, we are going to be wrapping them as carefully as we possibly can because they have got some very delicate edges. So we're going to be wrapping them as carefully as we possibly can, and hopefully the postal service will treat them nicely too, I hope. You can view our website and our soaps available for sale here, and you can use our discount code here should you wish to buy one. As always, that's always just up to you. It's just a little kind of bonus for you guys if you want to purchase our things. If you don't, and you just enjoy watching the videos, well then just keep enjoying watching the videos and ignore this bit. It's as easy as that. You can also subscribe if you like us. We'd love that. Leave us a comment. Leave us a like, share, do all of that stuff. You know, if you want to share our videos, please do. You are always more than welcome to share our videos and our images and things like that. All we ask is that you kind of give us the credit for them, which I think is kind of fair enough and what you'd expect to do anyway. So, thank you for watching today, and next week we are creating the third in our monthly releases, and it's going to be a green tea and cucumber scent, but that's all I'm telling you. So if you want to see what it looks like, you'll have to come back and see us next Friday. Hopefully, we'll see you then. Bye!
Bye!